Hello, we are students from the Technological University of Chihuahua. My name is Alex Mara Granado. I am with my friends Efrain Vasquez Hernandez and Aaron Sanchez Sanchez. We will be presenting the present perfect tense.
First, we will be talking about the three ways to using the present perfect tense. There is affirmative, negative, and yes, no questions. In this slide, we will be talking about the affirmative way to use the present perfect tense. As you can see in the slide, we have a pronoun which is basically our subject. After that, will, he, or have has.
The structure is like this. It is the subject plus the have has, depending on the subject, like we saw in the previous slide. And then we have the verb. The verb will be in past participle tense. The verb can be regular or irregular. You have to use the past participle tense accordingly.
On this slide, we have some examples, and you can see in the first one, I is our subject, then is, has, had, and then the action eating. Eating what? Eating lobster. Examples: I have eaten lobster. 2. We have eaten fish. 3. I have chosen the best friends. 4. She has broken her arms. And 5. I have forgotten your number. Up the next, we will be talking about how to use the negative form of present perfect. This is using when it's necessary to deny an action or talk about something that did not happen. And I will explain how the structure is in the next slide.
For this slide, we will be using contractions now, so that we have a better understanding. Contractions are short ways to say words, basically. Not just any word can be contracted. Here, we will be using the pronouns and the words have and has. As you can see, I have not turns into haven't, and you have turns into you haven't. He has not turns into he hasn't. She has not turns into she hasn't. It has not turned into it hasn't. We have not turns into we haven't, and they have not turns into they haven't. That is how contractions are used in present perfect.
Up next, we will see the structure for the negative sentence. We have the subject plus have plus verb in past participle. Or depending on the subject, we can have the subject plus has plus not the verb in the past participle. We can also use the contraction and not say have, has, not. We will, hasn't, or haven't. Examples: she has never been to Florida. She has not done the homework, and she has not gone to school. As we know, when it comes to questions, in the next slides we will be talking about the yes or no questions. As we know, when it comes to question, we will change the subject for the have or has. As you can see, and questions have, I, have you, has is he, has is she, has is it, have we, and have they.
Here in this slide, we can see the structure of how to make questions in present perfect tense. We have our have, has, plus the subject, plus the verb and past participle. How do we use this in a sentence? We will see that in the next slide. Here in this slide, we have the answers to the yes or no questions. It is very easy. We can start by saying it in a positive way, like, yes, I have, yes, you have, yes, he has, yes, she has, yes, it has, yes, we have, yes, they have. Or we can answer in a negative way, like, yes, I haven't, yes, you haven't, yes, he hasn't, yes, she hasn't, yes, it hasn't, yes, we haven't, or yes, they haven't.
Here are some examples of yes or no questions. 1. Have you eaten lobster? 2. Have we eaten fish? 3. Have you chosen the best friend? 4. She has broken her arms? 5. Have you forgotten your number? Now we'll talk about the word for or since. For can be used when talking about a period of time. For example, for a minute, for 40 minutes, for an hour, for 2 hours, for 2 weeks, for 10 years. Here are some examples. Now we talk about the word since, which refers the point in time and the past. For example, since the morning, since this night, since this afternoon, since the evening, since last night, since yesterday, or since January or any month in the past. Here are some examples of using since. I have been sick since Monday. He has been running since 2 hours ago. She has been absent since Wednesday. I have worked for my uncle since April.
Thank you for your attention.